This week on Wardens, Michigan conservation officers in District 8 look into some suspicious deer hunting activity.
Now that you've lied to my face, you'll be in the report just so you know which is a misdemeanor.
Okay.
And a pheasant hunt for military veterans.
Best therapy for these guys is to all be together. Sometimes the only time they ever open up for anything.
Wild animals and wild places. They're more than a picture. They're inspiration, excitement, and adventure. Patrolling and protecting these natural resources is a first-class band of peace officers. These are the Wardens, dedicated to the preservation of our great outdoors. Michigan's firearm deer season is typically the most popular time for hunters to hit the woods. As a result, the state's 250 conservation officers are also very active during this time. The season lasts 16 days, but opening day and weekends are usually the busiest. In District 8, Officer Chris Reynolds is on patrol during the last weekend of the regular firearm deer season.
This morning we'll be doing some basic patrols. It's the last Saturday of Michigan gun season here in Hillsdale County. We have some baited sites that we've been watching, some people taking some deer over some heavily baited areas, check on some of that stuff. We're going to do some trespass complaints as well. We have an individual that possibly had taken 2 deer off another individual's property, so we're going to do some follow-up on that.
Early in his shift, CO Reynolds checks on a spot where he noticed illegal bait earlier in the season.
This is one of our Michigan hat properties where the state pays landowners some money to lease their property, kind of like state properties. It's just a CRP field that's a pretty unique property that anybody can hunt, but the area we are looking at is behind the hat property and onto some private ground that I noticed one day when I was walking the hat property.
Officer Reynolds doesn't see anyone hunting near the bait. After returning to his patrol truck, he spots a man who is not wearing a seatbelt while operating an ORV.
Good morning, how you doing today? State Conservation Officer, you realize why I stopped you?
No, not really.
Well, you know the county roads here in Hillsdale are open to ORV use, right?
Yeah.
But along with that, you have to abide by state law.
And?
Which means you have to have an ORV sticker and wear your seatbelt. Obviously, you've got a roll cage here. You weren't wearing your seatbelt and you don't have an ORV sticker.
My insurance guy says as long as it's on the farm, I don't have to have an ORV sticker.
Well, as long as you are on the farm, but when you're on the roads.
Oh, well, see, you didn't tell me that.
All right, well, you got your ID on you, sir? Yeah. I appreciate it.
I do.
You do? All right.
I do. Normally, I don't carry it with me.
So what you out doing this morning?
I went up to see my brother, put a belt on. I just got done doing my chores and he wasn't home, so I come back home.
All right, so is it farm related?
Well, yeah, if I don't have my belt on, it ain't gonna move.
All right.
I just took my buckets and everything out of here, too.
All right. Well, sounds good. I mean, if you're doing farm related work, then you are exempt. I'm not gonna jam you up if you're out.
I'm not gonna lie to you. You know, I do use it for the farm every day.
Well, I mean, obviously, you've got a farm here, so. All right, well, sounds good. I'm just gonna check your name and whatnot. If you could just hang out here,
sure.
That'd be great. Thank you, sir. So basically here in Hillsdale County, all the roads are open to ORV use. They passed an ordinance several years ago, but along with that, you have to abide by state law, which is the ORV sticker, seatbelt, everything else. Obviously, this gentleman's a farmer. We pulled into a large farm here. He's just out getting some stuff done this morning. So I'm just gonna check his license, make sure everything's on the up and up, and we'll just educate him and give him a warning. I'll just give you a warning on that. Obviously, you're out doing some farm work this morning. I'm not gonna issue any citations, but if you are gonna use this for pleasure or anything not farm related, you need the ORV sticker.
Got it.
Also, you need to be wearing your seatbelt. Farm related duties are different. So, I'll grab you a book. I do have a couple extra ORV books. That way you can.
I didn't see I did have one on there until he told me I didn't have to have one. So.
Yeah, you're a couple years expired on that.
Yeah, just a few. I'm just glad to see you guys out doing your job.
I appreciate it.
God, I'm telling you, there's been so much crap goes on down in this part of the country, it ain't funny.
That's why I'm down here quite regularly.
I see you guys back here the other night. I thought, what the heck? I look back there, I see the lights flashing out. Guys, gotta be DNR. It's dark.
Yeah.
In Hillsdale County, Officer Chris Reynolds is patrolling during the last weekend of the firearm deer season. In District 8, he started his shift early in the day and continues to patrol his area.
This morning we've been kind of zigzagging around, not too many hunters out this morning. We do have a trespass complaint where an individual possibly had taken 2 deer from a railroad bed, not on his property. We're going to kind of zigzag our way up there. It was a complaint that came in yesterday, so we're going to head up there and see what the individual has to say and go from there.
Originally shot from over here.
Officer Reynolds begins his investigation at the railroad tracks where the deer were allegedly shot illegally.
So I don't know if the deer crossed the railroad, and that's when he shot at him. I don't know where else you'd shoot at him from here.
Yeah, there's boot tracks all over through here, so
this could be when the other couple people came to help him. So I think the buck is actually still further down that way.
all right. We'll
That's a
just
buck boot track for sure.
Yeah,
Arctic sport all day.
yeah.
It doesn't take them long to find evidence, including blood that appears to be from a deer and a gut pile.
You got a gut pile? All right. So there'd be a casing somewhere. There's hair, big old clump of hair.
Then they go to chat with a man who lives in the area to see if he witnessed anything that could be helpful for their case.
You hear any shots out back at all, or?
Not really. I hear them. I don't hunt.
Okay.
And my neighbors own all this land. I don't think they let anybody hunt either.
Yeah.
So I watch the pickups go by.
Right.
You know, people from Detroit come around here. No, I don't help anybody.
Okay.
I don't like people hunting around here.
Okay. Yeah, because somebody shot a deer on the other side of the tracks yesterday, and then it crossed the tracks onto their property here.
Okay.
Yep. Crossed onto. He tracked it across, got the deer, drug it up onto the railroad grade, shot another deer off the railroad grade, and then the complainant saw him dragging it right down right down the railroad tracks, right back towards the road.
I didn't see anybody dragging anything.
Okay. All right.
I wish I could help you.
No, that's all right.
Then they talk to the landowner.
Somebody was hunting south of the railroad track.
Yeah.
They shot a deer.
Yeah.
It crossed the railroad track, went onto your property.
Yeah.
They then went over the railroad track, went onto your property, got the deer, drug it back up the railroad track, and then shot another deer that was coming through your property. Shot another deer, recovered that one, and then drug them both out to the road. So.
What time was it?
This was in the morning, like 9, 10 o'clock.
Okay.
Did anybody call you yesterday morning?
She said no. Nobody has permission to be out.
No, nobody has permission to be out.
And you want individuals prosecuted if we can track them down?
Sure.
Okay.
Later in the day, CO Reynolds checks the records of deer that have been brought in at one processor and then another.
You guys got all your records out here still? Or does, all right, sounds good. I'm just gonna do a quick check real quick. Just got a couple names I'm looking for. Just running through records again, trying to figure out if the individuals brought their deer here, or our suspects.
Officer Reynolds also heads to a DNR check station to see if he can get any info regarding who shot a deer while trespassing.
Any of that ring a bell?
I don't think so.
All right, I didn't think so. There was nothing in records the last 2 days. They had a stack of paperwork like that from just the last 2 days. So I don't think that was the names weren't in there. So I didn't assume he went here. But
yeah, the only thing that we've had from 12 has been quite a ways east of here, but nothing from Allen that rings a bell.
all right, well, sounds good. Well, appreciate it.
Yep, no problem.
After not locating any suspects on Saturday and working another case past dark, CO Reynolds is working the same case the next morning.
So we're just finishing up on this complaint we started yesterday. wreck trespass, railroad trespass on the railroad bed. We've narrowed it down to a couple suspects, talked with a couple contacts that I have in the area here in Hillsdale County. We've narrowed it down, got a nickname of our third suspect, which would be the shooter. So we're gonna do some follow-up interviews and see what we come up with.
Later, Officer Reynolds makes contact with the suspect on the phone and makes plans to meet him at a job site.
All right, sounds good. I'll come over that way. You said it's 207? All right.
And then heads there.
My partner talked to one of your boys, and actually we had a complaint on some guys trespassing just down from where I met you there.
Yeah.
The other day by the railroad bed.
Yeah.
Do you have any idea who that would have been?
On the railroad bed. I was on the railroad bed. I didn't shoot no deer, but I was on the railroad bed.
All right. Did you know who shot him?
I did.
You shot the deer? Yeah. All right.
Chuck Connell and his wife Joan operate a hunting preserve called Tales of Wagon Acres. Around 15 years ago, they wanted to help out a handful of military veterans by offering them a chance to chase pheasants on their property. The idea has grown considerably in the intervening years, and also now includes first responders such as police officers, firefighters, and emergency medical personnel.
One of my kids come up with a couple of Vietnam vets that were in rough shape from Agent Orange, and they wanted to go bird hunting, so we took them out, and no big plan, you know, just the next year there was, you know, half a dozen of them, and after that there was 40 or 50, and as the word got out, we turned it into a veterans program, and started picking a date out, and so we could get everybody out. And it's just grown since then.
Gives everybody an opportunity to get out to do a little hunting. Where I come from, we haven't had pheasants in years, and gives you a chance to do something you haven't done in a long time.
The Veterans Hunt is now a 4-day affair that includes 400 hunters. The many volunteers that help coordinate and run this event are integral in making it flow smoothly. Among the volunteers are conservation officers and others from the DNR who see the benefits for the participants that go beyond the opportunity to hunt upland game birds.
This is a situation where everyone here is a veteran or a police officer or a firefighter, someone who has seen things that maybe they have trouble dealing with and coping with, and a lot of these folks have also been through it. So they're able to talk back and forth on how and what they've done to cope with what they've experienced, and you know, again, it's a great opportunity for some fellowship and to start some healing.
A good friend of mine is a retired psychologist, and he said the best therapy for these guys is to all be together like they sit around waiting to go out, and sometimes the only time they ever open up for anything.
Ready for the shot, yep. Yeah! Yeah! Woo!
Cool!
Safety on.
Here.
What he is.
Angle here. Yep.
Okay. Good job!
Here. Come on.
What do you enjoy the most of this sort of event?
Just the camaraderie. We've met a lot of different individuals that from all over the state, all over the United States, and you get to kind of talk to all of them and get their points of view on things.
It's really rewarding to be able to see individuals who may not have been able to hunt for a few years, whether they're got some mobility issues, or even our first-time hunters getting out who have never experienced it. I was talking with a gentleman who went hunting first time 3 years ago, and now he's got his own dog, and he's coming back and he's trying to, you know, help and run some guiding in some of our fields. So it's really great to see individuals get hooked on upland bird hunting and just start giving back themselves.
Tucker, find them. Find them. Find the birds. Find them. All right, everybody range, walk up to Tucker. Both dogs are on point. Both dogs are on point. Quickly, keep walking, keep walking, keep walking, keep walking, keep walking. There it goes. No, no bird, no bird, no bird, no bird, no bird. Here. That was a perfect example of the rise in the dog safety. Thank you very much for not shooting, gentlemen.
It just works, you know. If I had to put it in writing how this thing goes on and works, you couldn't do it. You know, be here at this time and do this and that. It just flows. And that's because of all the good helpers. I do truly believe that this is a good Lord's idea because I didn't see it. I didn't say, I want to get 400 hunters out, veterans someday. Along with it, he sent all the best helpers in the world. I don't have to do hardly anything anymore. Of course, I'm 70 years old. I don't want to do everything anymore.
It's just a really good opportunity to give back to those who serve the community and the country by putting out birds, whether it be you know, setting birds for people or helping out with the track chair or just cleaning up trash in and around the area. It's just a great way to give back to the community.
Get up here, guys. Get up here. These birds aren't holding, so you gotta get up here. Be ready to go. Get up here. Get up here. Get up here. Kill it! There we go. Hella, here! Tucker! Here! Did you shoot?
Oh, sure. Thank you.
Hella, boy, Tuck!
Good girl, boy! Hella, here! Good girl!
Boy, that's a good boy!
Hella, here!
Good boy!
Hella, here! Come on! Thank you.
I love being outdoors, I love hunting, so it was a great opportunity, came up, started helping with it, started making some great relationships and friendships with some of these folks.
I'm not a veteran of any of these services, law or military or any of it, and I've learned a tremendous amount, you know, having all these guys out here.
I'd like to thank them for all the work that people put in for this. I know it's taken a lot of work by a lot of people to put this on. I'd like to thank them, and I'm sure everybody else does. And our guides here and our dogs, especially the dogs, they've been really working hard.
Did you know who shot him?
I did. I mean, I did.
You shot the deer?
Yeah.
All right.
Michigan Conservation Officer Chris Reynolds has been investigating a case where he believes a deer was shot on a property where the hunter didn't have permission to be. Shortly after starting his interview with one man, another man behind him speaks up.
Who was the third person that was with you then?
My brother.
It was your brother? All right.
He just helped me get it out.
All right.
I mean, he didn't. I gotta set it down, Chris.
All right. You guys got any weapons, anything here?
Nope.
All right. The railroad is still owned by a railroad. It's railroad property, so you can't technically hunt railroad property. If you legally access it and you have property there, then you can.
Okay.
So basically, then you went down and to retrieve the deer. That's where the gut pile is.
Yep. Down at the bottom when you go down the hill.
Okay. Yep. And then, so did you shoot a doe as well?
No.
So you never shot at a doe that crossed. You didn't shoot, come back on the railroad bed and shoot back to the west. Did you?
Shot one deer.
One deer.
One deer.
Okay. Where's the deer at right now?
My dad.
Okay, is it down there on the road? Is it in one of the barns down there? All right, can you guys come down there with me? I'm not gonna seize your gun, okay? I could seize the gun. You being honest with me, I'm gonna.
That's what I mean. Just between me and you, I had a lot of friends that Uncle busted. You know what I mean? He has in his life. He had your job for years. And I told them all, don't bull them, just tell them the truth. You'll be further off.
It does, it pays.
I mean, I'm just being honest with you about it, you know?
Yep, it pays.
I'm just being honest with you that it is what it is, and I mean.
The third suspect is also at the job site, and CO Reynolds makes contact with him as well.
You're on speaker, Officer. Wanted to chat with you, so
That's all right.
I don't know. You're on speaker, Officer. If you want to chat with him.
Hey, do you hear me or what?
Yep.
I'm the guy that just stopped you on the road. So I guess my question is, I ask everybody that lies to my face this question, but why'd you lie to me?
Guess I figured you didn't need to know at the time.
Well, I'll tell you this. Had you been straight up with us, you didn't, you know, it sounds like you didn't shoot a deer, which is good.
I don't even know
like
how to shoot a deer.
Brother's the one that shot the deer. You just went and helped him, right?
Yep.
Okay, so had you been straight up with me and Officer Reynolds probably wouldn't have done anything as far as charges with you and your dad. But now that you've lied to my face and everything like that, you'll be in the report for railroad trespass, just so you know, which is a misdemeanor.
Okay.
Okay?
Yep.
That's all I needed.
Okay.
Officer Reynolds goes to another location to gather evidence about the firearm that was used to shoot the deer.
Officer actually met up with the father that had the deer in his possession, and we seized it.
A lot of legwork, a lot of phone calls, a lot of knocks on the doors, and it's not the biggest deer or anything like that, but follow up with all these and do what we can do, especially when we get a good complaint like that.
Yeah, definitely. A lot of times these complaints, you don't have any avenues to go in any direction for interviews, suspects, whatever. Thankfully, some people that I know in this county knew the individuals and gave me some pretty good information that they probably did do it, and we felt pretty confident going into these interviews that we would probably find out who did it, and it all worked out in the end. So